Hi. Hi, Hap. Hi, Angel Dog. How you doing? I love you. Hi, Guac. It's like 85 degrees right now. We don't have to give him too many baths, though. Vink is getting one right now as we speak in the outdoor shower. Can I have that ball? Well, thank you. That's very good. Ready? We haven't had Guac swimming since the last water swallowing incident, so we're gonna see after this if he's learned his lesson. Yeah, Swizz and Chief Brody are at the front fence barking. There's a few people walking their dogs out there, so they probably see them. Oh, I'm glad you're listening or reading the Chet the Dog. Chet and Bernie is like my favorite, just relax my brain series. How do you train a dog that won't drop the ball after you throw it? I think you have to teach drop it outside the context of playing fetch. So they just kind of learn to drop something kind of unexciting that they don't want and get rewarded for it. And then once you have that ingrained, they're more likely to do it at fetch time. But drop it is a good general command. So if they like pick up a chicken bone or something on the street, they'll follow. Hopper has a pretty good drop it. Yeah, multiple balls is a very good idea. How do we teach them to come when they're in the water? You just have to get a good recall out of the water, and then it works pretty well in the water. Guax is not very good yet, so we always have to keep a very close eye on him. Guac with a sexier squirrel is doing mediocre. I don't know. He needs some more work. My day is okay. Today was supposed to be the Boston Marathon, which I was supposed to run and I was very excited about. And it's been postponed until September. So it's good that it wasn't canceled, but I've still been really sad all day that like it was going to be my first time running Boston and I was really excited and well trained and I don't get to run it. So it's been sort of a sad day for me. Man, once we get the RV up and going, we're just going to take the dogs all over Florida. We have a friend up in Naples, go see them. Orlando, Miami. Just going to cover the state. Disney World. Can you imagine Guac at Disney World? He would lose his little mind. Man, I have driven to California before from the East Coast, and that is a long, long drive. Yeah, we tend to do meetups when we're doing road trips, unless we get in like super late somewhere and then kind of leave early in the morning, then we just need the time. But if we have extra time, we usually will put out a notice to anyone local and have them meet us somewhere. I am a professor. I was already teaching online because I travel so much for like speaking events. So it has been absolutely no change for me. All my classes were already online, so I didn't have to do any work. I'm very lucky. I did do a lot of work helping my colleagues put their classes online. Vink really does not know her name. She kind of knows when we're talking at her, but she doesn't respond to her name more than anything else. Like you could just call her any name and she would respond exactly the same way. Hi, do you want to give me that? If it took you 3 months to drive from Miami to LA, you puttered around in the desert a lot. How you doing, angel boy? Are you good? Hi, I love you. No, you going over there? Okay. This is the outdoor shower. Vink is in there. Hi, Vink. How's it going? She's so funny. For dinner, I'm making bowls of stuff this week. So we had bowls of black rice, tofu, broccoli, cabbage, and like a ginger garlic sauce. It was pretty good. She doesn't mind the shower, but they like get a special medicated shampoo that has to sit on them for 10 minutes. And so she's in the sitting on phase, which is like the least exciting phase. I'm not coming in there. You bring it out here. Hopper, touch. Good job. We give them baths when they smell bad. We don't wash them every time they go in the water because that would be like 3 times a day. Probably every 2 to 4 weeks they get a bath, but it's random. Yeah, we dry them when they come out of the water. So we go through like 2 loads of laundry just doing towels every day. Should we go find the rest of the squad? They're out at the fence. Who are you barking at? You're making a lot of noise. Hey. Sorry, we dropped there. The cell signal down here is not great, especially in the front yard. Sorry about that, Hops. We got a good end of the sunset out there. Hi, everybody. Dad's good. He's in the shower with Vink right now, getting her all clean. Hey, Hops. end of it down there. Guac is a little better. He's not as aggressive in his play, but he's still crazy. He's definitely settled in, so he doesn't have like that anxiety, but he still needs some work. What are you eating? A root? Okay. Well, you get the ball. All right, good job, Hops. Ready? You know, the podcast that I was just astonished by how good it was Monster DC Sniper. So there's a couple other seasons of Monster, one on like the Atlanta child murders and one on the Zodiac killer, and they were not bad. But the DC Sniper one was just astonishingly good. And Jared and I both lived in DC when that was happening, so it's like a very kind of visceral memory for us. But if you like true crime stuff, that's good. What, honey? Vink, you're clean. Jared Dad doesn't want you to get salty again. You want to say hi to the live stream? Oh, thanks, Hops. You look very fresh.
And thin.
Ain't nobody dope as Vink. She's dressed so fresh and clean. So fresh and so clean, clean. Good job, Vink. Yeah, you're very skinny. Look at how skinny. Look at that wet, skinny dog.
Skinny.
You gonna go in the elevator? Good job. So skinny.
Can you shake? Oh my goodness.
Good job.
Shake from big. Come on.
No, not in the water. Come on, you gotta go in the elevator.
Or you can come too.
You going? Come on, Swizz, let's get in.
Make up your mind.
Good job, good job.
Not you, huh?
Get the butt in. Swizz. Hi, everybody. Hi. Hi. Bye, Swizz. Oh, there she is. Hi. You're leaving. Bye. Where's your ball? Oh, here it is. Okay. Come on. Fortunately, I like to exercise a whole bunch, and so the dogs come with. So like at night, we do one at a time dog walks. So it's like 5 miles of walking for me. Everybody goes out for a little jaunt. It's windy. Someone asked about mosquitoes. It's windy tonight, so then there's usually no mosquitoes. Someone asked what's the farthest the dogs have swam from the house. I'll show you. So that's our fence. That's the edge of our property. That is the boat lift for the people who feed cat food to the fish. And Guac swam over there once and was up against their wall, and I had to go get him in the kayak. Thanks, Hops. Yeah, that's very nice. Should we do one more? Yeah, they're up there on the balcony. Well, excuse me. Okay. Ready? Tons of people stand-up paddleboard out here. We don't have one, so I've never really tried it. I'd probably like it, but you know, I like kayaking too, and we have those right there, so that makes it easier. Can I have it, Hops? Good job. Shake it out. All right, ready? Okay. Hey, Ingo, is Guac's leash down here? Oh, I see it. Okay. Giordad and I are both working like our regular jobs that we had before. So, that's filling up most of our time during the day. And then normally we go out a lot, which obviously we're not doing. So I'm cooking more, a lot of Netflix. But because we're both working kind of the same amount, it hasn't really impacted our days too much. I mean, other than the normal crazy amount, but it's not like we're sitting around with a ton of extra time. Guac, you ready to go in, honey? You feeling okay? Vink's heaviest, so she weighs 59 right now. I think she weighed 82. She was very big. Yeah, we've watched The Jinx. We haven't rewatched it, but watched it, thought it was interesting. The Staircase is out now, I think on Netflix or Amazon Prime. That one was really good. All right, guys, you ready? Should we come in? Dog unrelated. What do I do for heartbreak? I'll tell you like my one random story. So, as I've mentioned on the podcast, I was married before Giordad. I got married. I was like 22 or 23 or something. Too young to get married, and especially the guy that I was married to is a nice guy, but he was not the right match for me. So whatever, it was fine. It was like not traumatic. We were married for 4 years. Well, I did my PhD. We got divorced. And then it still sucks to get divorced because like you're a divorced person and you failed at the thing that you said you were not going to fail at. And so I had 2 very bad rebound relationships, including one with a guy who is like a complete asshole. And I only dated him for like 2 months, right? I mean, like 8 weeks or something. But I was so mad at myself for how bad he treated me that it was like a year after I dumped him that I was still just like consumed with how mad I was. Not really like heartbreak at losing the guy, but sort of heartbreak at losing myself and like how dumb I was to put up with his bullshit. And the thing that got me through it is like one night at like 1 a.m. I was like laying in bed and I couldn't fall asleep. And I was so angry that I like took some t-shirt that he gave me and something else I had bought for him, and I cut them up and sewed them into a voodoo doll and jabbed a bunch of pins in it and beat it up and buried it in my backyard. And I felt way better after that. Not because I actually think there was any voodoo, but it was sort of cathartic to just do like a big project, like fuck you to the whole thing, and that made me feel better. So I don't know that like voodoo dolls are my specific recommendation, but I think that like finding some sort of creative outlet to channel what you're feeling is for me that's really useful. And you'll see like whenever I'm sad, like when we lose the dogs or like now with all of this craziness, like I tend to start a bunch of really big projects because it's very much a coping mechanism for me. And so I think that's something worth trying. Worst case, like nobody has to see it, right? So worst case, you're like, well, that didn't do anything for me. But I think it's worth a try. Take something the person gave you that you're heartbroken over and cut it up and make a voodoo doll and beat it up and see if you feel better. Well, I'm sorry, 12-year-old, like there's a lot of cursing in this channel. I hope it's not the first time you're hearing it. How to get through a master's and a PhD. It feels like you're going to be in school forever. You're going to be in school forever. That's the thing. Like I've never left school and I finished my PhD a long time ago. So you just got to embrace the school part of it. Getting through classes is a little bit tough, especially at that point. And you know, the best thing that sort of helped me mentally is like part of the PhD is training. Part of it is hazing. some of it's useful and some of it isn't, but there's a lot of hoops you have to jump through, and it's not optional. Like, you just have to jump through the hoops. And so sometimes you just like have to accept that, like, this may not be useful. It may be a stupid requirement, but you got to do it anyway. So do it in the easiest way and with as much cheer as possible, and it will be over in a shorter amount of time than like a prison sentence would be. And yeah, you'll get through it. And then once you're ABD, once you get like to your dissertation proposal, and even leading up to that, then you're doing the research, which hopefully is the thing you want to do, because that's the only thing you'll be qualified to do once you have a PhD. Is there one dog you miss more than the others? That's like a nihilistic security question. Which dog do you miss most? I do feel like I had something like extra special with Schmeeg and with Riley, like different, but I don't know. Then I always feel bad that like I'm diminishing Jasmine, who was like my favorite dog actually, and poor Queso. I mean, she had a lot more to get over than the other ones, but I feel like Boyfriend especially like loved me in a way that no other dog has, and that was something I will probably never get again. Queso is awesome. I don't know if there are Goldens who hate humans. That would be funny if we get one who's like, I love all these other dogs and want nothing to do with you people. They could still stay if that's the case. All right, Guaco Man. How long is this going to take? This live stream. What, honey? Well, we'll see if he comes. I've got a ball. Matthew, yes, send me a DM or send me an email to the goldenratio4@gmail.com. I will totally help. Come here, Guac. Hobbs is a good dog. Come here. Come here. Guac, touch. Hobbs is a good dog. She knows how to touch. Guac, touch. Guac's like, fuck you, GR Mom. I'm coming in. Oh yeah, these shoes can get wet. Look at him, he's running away. You jerk. Come here. I love you. You're a nice man. Please don't let me fall in the water with my iPhone 11. Okay. Good job. That was not the worst. Hang on. Let me click you on here. Yes, my shoes are damp now. Hang on. All right. Good job, Guac. 5 more minutes. That's like me to my mom when I wanted to watch TV when I was like 10. Oh, don't do that, Guac. We're on a live stream. Come on. Show some respect. All right. Nope, we're not going back. No, you do not pick up that rock. Do you have a rock? Wait a minute. Oh, it's a ball. Okay, I'm sorry. I apologize for besmirching your reputation. You're fine. Okay. All right, everybody. We're going in. Thanks for joining the live stream. We'll talk to you soon.